he's gone a bit wonky. I was wearing them yesterday at the carnival. I think I've bent them. It's supposed to be for a festival I'm going to. The pink, I don't know if they're coming across pink on here, but they are pink. I don't always wear sunglasses. I should say I don't always wear sunglasses. I don't wear sunglasses, but I have got a pair for my, probably say festival outfit, but I'll come on for a quick chat. Well, I'm just sitting in for a little bit before I go out again. It is absolutely steaming out there, meaning it's hot, it's sweaty. I've just walked to do a bit of a food shop. That was disgusting. Not moaning about the weather, but when it's heat, humidity, like it is, hence why my hair's like that. Channeling a little bit of Pocahontas here, because my hair will just frizz, and because I've got one of my handmade necklaces on with blue turquoise, just reminds me very native American Indian, you know, the turquoise. I just thought I'd come on for a little chat and see if anyone's about. Oh my God. I thought I'd send a bit of healing as well, because I've got my bowl here and I've got my chimes here. I've not done it for ages. Not on here anyway. And I've got some cards laying about anyway, so I might pull them. But just want to cool down a minute. I need a book. Oh. I don't do well in the heat, me. I like when there's a bit of a breeze. I love to sit in the shade. I get a bit of sun and then I sit in the shade. I can't just sit out in it constantly. I am waiting for it to cool down a bit. I've got stuff to clear up from crafting, but I'm going to do that later when it cools down, especially in conservatory, because it's too hot in there. It's like an oven. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to talk about my game changer as well. I'll be changing it up. Game changer on Tuesday, I think. So let me cool down a minute. If anyone there, say hi. Also, my nose stud is doing all right. I don't particularly like this one because it's a ball and it's bigger, but this is just in for a few weeks until it heals and hopefully stays in this time. This is the third one. And then I've bought a little tiny one, which I'm not going to show you because it's too small. It's small and it's like a blue turquoisey stone in it, which is really nice. And I did see like an orange yellow one, which I thought was quite nice because it was a bit like the colour of my eyes. But if it doesn't stay in for some reason, because I've had problems with it staying in, then she said when this heals, because you don't do it before normally, I may get a hoop, a gold hoop. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, I've just washed my hair and I'm just sweating again. So I can't remember what I put in the title. There's no one there talking. So I think I put, oh yeah, I'm grateful for the tools. I'm grateful for my tools. Tell you what they are in a minute. Very, very grateful. And grateful for the things I do have and the things I don't. And I think that's what you've got to think on in the mornings and stuff like that, and you can write it down. But I am very, very, very grateful, you know, and I feel like giving myself, I think I've left it at work, I've got a hand cream, because these are my tools, and you should look after your tools, you know. These tools, my hands, everybody has their tools, you know, in this physical realm, you should be grateful for, because they help you hold your baby, they help you cook, hold things, you know, they're there to touch, feel, make. I love making things, as a lot of people know. I make my own jewellery, blah, 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 blah. I don't just make jewellery, I make absolutely loads of stuff because I just love creating, and I'm a Piscean as well, says it all. But I just love creating lots of different things. I can never stick to one, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. That's someone said yesterday. And I also, if Rachel Pixie's watching, I don't know, this is Rachel Pixie's I made a couple of years ago, but because of lockdown, she never came down to pick it up. So I am gonna think of, in the next couple of weeks, posting it out to her. I know it might cost a little bit, but I'm not bothered because she's been a really good supporter. But I did make a few of these. Some people remember, if you've been watching me a while, I did make quite a few of these. I called them meditation cushions, and I know they probably won't come out on here as bright because this camera's naff. But they're like that thick, and the recycled meditation cushions or garden cushions or cushions in your house, or a buffet footstool to sit on in your front room, whatever you want to use them for. But I hand made these and hand stitched everything. no sewing machine or anything. So I am thinking of posting it out because it's been on the top of my bed, my wardrobe in my bedroom, waiting. And I just thought, now I'm going to post this out. So if she's watching, sorry, but I was going to sort of send it out as a surprise. So she wouldn't know, but if she does see this, she will know. So in the next couple of weeks, I want to do that. I think last time I posted them out, I just had to wrap them up. Obviously send them out and they're bigger, so they're not going as a, you know, a small parcel, they're going as a big parcel. I can see people there, but I don't know who's there. So there's that. So yeah, I think I left my hand cream at work, but I've got some oil, so I might do that. Hi Nathan, sending love. Penny Nathan, thank you Nathan. To massage my hands and put some lovely cream on, and probably tonight, hi Just JP, probably tonight put some nail varnish on. Just giving my hands a bit of love. It's all about love. Giving my hands a bit of love and a bit of gratitude for all the stuff they do. At work, I'm always using my hands. They do get quite sore sometimes because at work I'm using power tools. I'm using battery powered drills. I'm wiring stuff. I also wire stuff and do stuff with my jewellery. So my hands are always, you know, careful things like arthritis and stuff like that. But I don't put that in my mind. So tonight I'm going to give my hands some love and gratitude because these are my tools. Think about how much you use your tools as your hands. You do use your feet a lot, so you should, you know, give them a lot of attention too because they hold you up, walk you places, blah, 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 blah. But your hands do so much and we forget, you know, and you would only know, you know, if you miss something, if something happened where you couldn't do something. So gratitude for the tools. My tools are my hands. That's what I create with, you know, I see it here, I visualize it, I bring it into manifestation by using my hands in the physical realm to physically make something. I'm proud of your early start, baby. What early start? Do you mean in the mornings? Do you mean, what do you mean? But it's hot today. It's hot, 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 hot. So you've got to remember what to be grateful for, and you know there's a lot to be grateful for. And then going back to the chat of also be grateful for the things you don't have. I just, you know, we all know what we're grateful for and the good things that we have in our life. Be grateful for everything and everyone and whatever you've got going on in your life that is good. But also be grateful. I'm grateful as well for the negative things I don't have in my life. Yes, early starts in the morning. Yeah, early bird catches the worm. I mean, and Julie's in the house as well. Hello. The other 2 days I was up at R4 going to work by 5:15 in the morning. But I'm always like, even though I've been tired and I've had a stay in my eye and it's going down now, a bit run down, but I'm changing things up with health, so I'm not surprised. My fella's always like, why are you getting up this early? Even at weekends, what he probably classes early, I'm like, it's probably not that early because I get up at 5:20 every morning. So I'm like, well, it's a bit of a line to me, but sometimes I like it because it's a quiet time. I can personally get creative. It's quiet time. Finn's not here at the minute, but it's quiet time when everybody's still in bed or whatever. And I like to get up, especially when the weather's like this, because the sun. Being out in the early morning with the sun, the negative is what makes us up. It wakes us up. Yes, it does, Kathy. So what I was trying to say just before Kathy said that was was just thinking before, I thought, do you know what? I'm also grateful for. I don't mean like the negative, hi Effie, yeah, early energies, yeah. I just think if you lay in bed all day and stuff like that, who wants to miss out on the light, the sun, the energy that you get in the morning from that? And if you start your day early, you can finish things early and stuff. So it's a beautiful, magical time. The earlier you get up, you know what I mean? It's beautiful, but you don't want to waste all your day slobbing it about. But I am also very grateful. I was just thinking before, I'm very grateful for the things I don't have in my life anymore. And I was thinking, oh my God, yeah, you know, we're all great. We're grateful for the things that are good. And I don't mean the things that are bad. I just mean around me personally in the last couple of years, you know, personally in my personal life around me, in my realm, not YouTube, or any sort of platform, because that's just, you know, that's not your real realm of existence, is there's no toxic people. Where I'm working, it's nice. I mean, yeah, you get your things, you know, things at work, but no toxic people, not in a toxic relationship, no toxic friends. I'm not saying that, not that people don't have their own things, but I mean people who, you know, you may have had friends that they're always whinging, or they're always going on, or they're always tracking people down, or they're always like, always in a negative state all the time. You know, them sort that you'd go around to the house and they go, oh God, I want to leave. You try and make any excuse to leave, or wherever it is if you've gone out, to just sort of not be there that long, or whatever it is. Or if you're out, say you've gone out, you know, out, on a night out, and you sort of like make an excuse to try and move to go and talk to other people that you know, because you're like, oh God, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, they can get you down. Exactly. So I was just thinking then, oh my God, yeah, I've got to be grateful for all the things I have in my life, and all the things that I don't have meaning. You know, when I say boundary setting, I don't have toxicity. I can't say toxicity in my life. We have the normal, you know, things that go on, but there isn't. And I only thought about it, like I said before, like there actually isn't any, because that's what we're getting rid of anyway, toxic people, and they're probably getting rid of their toxicity. So probably in the end there'll be no, I can't even say that word toxicity, but you've got to be grateful for the things, remember the things that have left, that you've let go of, and be grateful for that. It's like so refreshing and so freeing, because way back, you know, when I was a lot younger, the amount of toxic people that you could have around you, unless you move from it, which you gradually do in the end if you're not getting it, you know, you do. But yeah, it's brilliant. A few days ago when it was supermoon, I woke up to see my phone had run out of battery. I turned on and it was nearly full, powerful. And yeah, and the supermoons have been brilliant. I think it's Aquarius. Is it Aquarius moon, supermoon? But the supermoon, to me, it's been brilliant because it's been bringing a lot of energies in. Even my mum said something about when not sleeping, because that's why a lot of people don't sleep on full moons anyway, but super moons. And I said, yeah, that's the moon's energy, this, that, and the other. And also it's been hot. And she said something. I said, yeah, that's the supermoon. But when the supermoons come in as well, it's to be really focusing on what you want to bring in the world and what you're grateful for, because what you're grateful for more will come in. But also be grateful for the boundaries you've set, and seeing what negativity you don't have in your life. Be thankful for that negativity that you don't have. And like Kathy just said before, and I said the other day, all negativity is there for people, things, whatever, is a contrast to see what you don't want in your life anymore. Even if it's you and you were a certain way, say you used to be an angry person, or you used to be this, or you used to be that if you've seen that, you're like, you know what, I don't want to be that anymore. Or you're around somebody who is toxic, and you think to yourself, that is not the way I want to be, you know, or you're seeing something out there, or what, and that's not the sort of, you know, person I want to be, or the people I want to be like, or that thing's not the sort of thing I want to do anymore. You don't know that unless you have the contrast. And if to understand that better, please go and listen to the audio book, because I'm not reading it out again, but I have got the book of The Little Soul and the Sun. That's about contrast. How do you know that you're the light? You have to see the dark, and then you know you're the light, but you have a choice to turn. It's your path. You have a choice, you have free will to do. But normally, if you're going for goodly and you're going for God and you're team God, then you're normally going to go for the good. And you're going to turn your back on what's not so good. Not so good for you, not so good for others. And, you know, you're going to turn the other way. Hopefully, because you've seen the contrast. Like I said, when they say people are waking up, yes, people are waking up because they're seeing the contrast of things that are happening that are not so good, that we thought were good but are not. So we move away from it, and we take small steps to move away from it. You'll be proud of me, Dolly. I've set some boundaries, best for my positive energy. If you've been setting boundaries, a big gold badge for everybody, because people think you shouldn't set boundaries. You should set boundaries. It's not unspiritual to set boundaries. You know, what does spiritual mean? You're supposed to set boundaries, even if that's just saying no to something or someone or whatever. Of course you're supposed to set boundaries. It's a healthy state of being to set boundaries. To not set boundaries is unhealthy, and it gets yourself in trouble, and it can get yourself into all sorts of energy, things that you shouldn't be involved in, lots and lots of different things. We've all been there. I've been there when I was younger, too soft for people. Seeing the good in people and sort of ignoring what you wouldn't call was you know, ignoring the negative, thinking, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people are like that. And then you get sort of trampled on a lot, and then you realise that's when you start getting out of that cycle and you move into a new cycle. And you say no to them people. They don't like it at first, but as we've always said, most people who don't like what other people are doing when they move forward and they're growing and they're developing with their growth of their path are normally the ones that moan because they're not doing it. And then they're not, they don't like it because it scares them, because if they're in a negative whatever it is, so many different, you know, examples, it's because they're so used to it. So even if it's a thing they may not want to be in, because they're so used to it and it's comfortable, because they know what's coming with it, because they're always in the energy, they're used to it. They're scared to go to something that they're not used to being in, that sort of energy, or around those sort of people, or an opportunity comes up and it is a bit scary, but we know it can be. But that's the thing that normally catapults us to become the best of the best of our being, for us to keep moving forward. You can't grow without, you know, pushing past things, and pushing past your fears is one of the biggest things. Yeah, when you read that book, it was a gift from the most for me. So thankful for that. Yeah, I don't know whether to read it. Should I read it? Should I go? Let me check. If it's down here, I'll see if I can find it. I can't remember how long it is. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Just make another quick look. It's the best book. I've got a feeling it's upstairs, so we'll go and have a look. See, I'll try and read a bit, because I don't really know what was coming on before. I was just having a bit of a chat, messages. But this, it might be the right time for someone to hear this. Now, I've read this book before. I got it for Finn because it's a derivative or something of Conversation with God. So it's a child's book. I've got a conversation with God. Conversate with God all the time. Little Soul on the Sun. So it looks like this. This is the best book you can ever get for adults as well, because it's shorter and easier to wrap your head around, but also for kids, it's absolutely beautiful. So anyone out there who doesn't know me, I'm a bit dyslexic, so if I end up sort of not saying something right, or the name doesn't come out right, I don't need to be left things in the comments section. So, are you ready? Where's my name? I'm just myself with no explanation. Yeah, you should never care what people think. It's hard sometimes, but you shouldn't. Your business is your business, and your business, their business of them not liking you is like none of your business. It's just theirs. So yeah, what people think. So yeah. So I'm just gonna, I won't come in a minute, because I'll see if I can get through this book. It's not dead long, but we'll see. Why I'm just trying to cool down a bit. So let me. Like I said, people have heard this before. You can hear it on audio, but I'm going to try and do my best to read it out, because it's just beautiful. A lot of us go with the thing of, you know, we came here and we've got amnesia and we forget, you know, when we come here. This is what this is like. So, once upon a time, there was a little soul. I feel like I'm at work because I used to work with children, so it feels like story time to me. Once upon a time, there was a little soul who said to God, "I know who I am." And God said, "That's wonderful. Who are you?" A lot of people ask that question. And the little soul shouted, "I'm the light." God smiled a big smile. "That's right," God exclaimed. "You are the light." The little soul was so happy, for it had figured out what all the souls in the kingdom were. There to figure out. Wow! said the little soul. This is really cool. But think how boring it would be, you know. This is why we came here. But soon knowing who he was not enough. The little soul felt stirrings inside and now wanted to be who it was. And so the little soul went back to God, which is not a bad idea for all souls who want to be who they really are, and said, "Hi God, now that I know who I am, is it okay for me to be it?" And God said, "You mean you want to be who you already are?" "Well," replied the little soul, "it's one thing to know who I am and another thing to actually be it. I want to feel what it's like to be the light." "But you already are the light," God repeated, smiling again. "Yes, but I want to see what it feels like," cried the little soul. Well, said God, with a little chuckle. "I suppose I should have known. You were always the adventurous one." Then God's expression changed. "There's only one thing." "What?" asked the little soul. See, these are all the, we are all the points of light. So can we just look at this picture? Points of light makes one big light up. That's why when all our lights go off, we are strong together. Well, there is nothing else but the light. You see, I created nothing but what you are. And so there is no easy way for you to experience yourself as who you are, since there is nothing that you are not. Huh? Said the little soul, who was now a little confused. "Think of it this way," said God. "You are like a candle in the sun." "Oh, you're there all right, along with a million cajillion other candles who make up the sun, the Son of God, the sun. And the sun would not be the sun without you." You wonder why they're trying to cover that thing up. They like this. Yeah. Huh? "Nay, it would be a sun without one of its candles, and that would not be the sun at all, for it would not shine as brightly. Yet how to know yourself as the light when you are amidst the light? That is the question. How do you know you're the light amongst the light? Because you can't see, because everything's light. If you get what I'm saying, this is why you wanted to know." "Well," the soul perked up, "you're God. Think of something." Once more God smiled. "I already have." God said, "Since you cannot see yourself," because that's what most people are like, they can't see the light within them even. They can't see that they're light. "As the light, when you are in the light, will surround you with darkness." Like what's going on in the world right now. People will see the ones who are shining. So the darkness plays their part as well, as we know it's not all bad, the contrast. What's darkness? See where we'll light the candle? Points of light. What's darkness? So this is a good message for anyone out there who's been fearing this, that and the other, especially what's going on. It's a divine plan. "What's the darkness?" asked the little soul. God replied, "It is that which you are not." "Will I be afraid of the dark?" cried the little soul. "Only if you choose to be." God answered, "There is nothing really to be afraid of, unless you decide that there is. You see, we are making it all up." Oh, getting back home. Theatre out there, but it's getting people to see that they're light. "We are pretending." "Oh," said the little soul, and felt better already. Then God explained, even though it doesn't feel like that when you're down here, if you get what I'm saying. "Oh," said the little soul, and felt better already. Then God explained, in order to experience anything at all, because remember here it's about experience, the exact opposite of it will appear. It is a great gift, God said, because without it you would not know what anything is like. Oh my God, this rings so true for this time. It does. It does. Maybe that's why I just thought, I need to read it out. And I wasn't going to read this book out. And so God concluded, this book will calm a lot of people down, what I'm reading now. When you are surrounded with darkness, do not shake your fist and raise your voice and curse the darkness. Rather be a light unto the darkness. That's why I don't shake on here, and I've just, tried to put my positive stance forward with stuff, because what other stance would you want to put forward in these times? And don't be mad about it. Then you will know you are who you really are, and all the others will know too. Let your light so shine that everyone will know how special you are. You mean it's okay to let others see how special I am? Asked the little soul. Because a lot of people get threatened by that, and it's like, but we all are, Of course, God chuckled. It's very okay, but remember, special does not mean better. Everyone is special, as I've just said, each in their own way, yet many others have forgotten that. They will see that it is okay for them to be special only when you see that it is okay for you to be special. Laughing and jumping with joy, I can be as special as I want to be. Yes, and you can start right now, said God, who was dancing and skipping and laughing right along with the little soul. What part of special do you want to be? What part of special, the little soul repeated. I don't understand. Well, God explained, being the light is being special, and being special has a lot of parts to it. It is special to be kind. It is special to be gentle. It is special to be creative. It is special to be patient. Whoa, have we had a lot of patience? Can you think of any other ways it is special to be? The little soul sat quietly for a moment. I think of lots of ways to be special, the little soul exclaimed. Is it special to be helpful? Is in these times. Is it special to be sharing? Is it special to be friendly? Is it special to be considerate of others? Yes, God agreed, and you can be all of those things, or any part of the special you wish to be at any moment. That's what it means to be the light. I know what I want to be. I know what I want to be, the little soul announced with great excitement. I want to be the special part. Are you ready for this? Because this is the one people find hard. Forgiving. Can you imagine what you have to go against to forgive? Isn't it special to be forgiving? I'm going to sneeze. Oh, yes. God assured the little soul. This is what lots of us are doing. Bless me. And my soul. That's what I want to be. I want to be forgiving. I want to experience myself as that. That's a big one. God said, but there's one thing you should know. The little soul was becoming a bit impatient now. It always seemed as though there were some complication. Thank you, Effie. What is it? The little soul sighed. There is no one to forgive. No one, the little soul could hardly believe what had been said. No one. God repeated, everything I have made is perfect. There is not a single soul in creation less perfect than you. Look around you. All the other souls. It was then that the little soul realised a large crowd had gathered. Souls had come from far and wide, all over the kingdom. For the word had gone forth that the little soul was having his extraordinary conversation with God, and everyone wanted to hear what they were saying. Looking at the countless of the souls, this is where it gets emotional, I know. Looking at the countless of the souls gathered, there the little soul had to agree. I'll get tingles in a minute. None appeared less wonderful, getting tingles on the head, less magnificent or less perfect than the little soul itself. Such was the wonder of the souls gathered around, and so bright was their light that the little soul could scarcely gaze upon them. Who, then, to forgive? Asked God. Boy, this is going to be no fun at all, grumbled the little soul. I wanted to experience myself as one who forgives. I wanted to know what that part of special felt like, and the little soul learned that what it must feel like to be sad. But just then, a friendly soul stepped forward, a little girl, stepped forward from the crowd. Not to worry, little soul. I will help you. You will help, the little soul brightened. But what can you do? Why, I can give you someone to forgive. Do? Why, I can give you someone to forgive, sorry. You can, certainly, chirped the friendly soul. I can come into your next lifetime and do something for you to forgive. We're always on, like, tests, you know, little tests that we're given. So here's these two having this conversation, a little boy and a little girl, the little souls. But why would you do that, the little soul asked. You who are beings such of utter perfection, you who vibrate with such a speed that it creates a light, so bright that I can hardly gaze upon you. What could cause you to want to slow down your vibration to such a speed that your bright light would become dark and dense? That could cause you, who are so light that you dance upon the stars and move throughout the kingdom with the speed of your thought. I love that. To come into my life and make yourself so heavy that you could do this bad thing. Simple, the friendly soul said. I would do it because I love you. The little soul seemed surprised at the answer. Don't be so amazed, said the friendly soul. You have done the same for me. You would have done the same for me. You have done the same for me. Don't you remember? Oh, we have danced together, and I get tingles on the head again. And I, many times, through the eons and across all ages, we have danced. Across all time and in many places have we played together. You just don't remember, you know, that game that we all play. We have both been all of it. We have been up and down of it. We have been the left and right of it. We have been here and there of it, the now and then of it. We have the male and the female, the good and the bad. We have been both the victim and the villain of it. Thus we came together, you and I, many times before, each bringing to the other the exact and perfect opportunity to express and to experience who we really are. And so, friendly soul explained a little further, I will come into your next lifetime and be the bad one. This time I will do something really terrible, and then you can experience yourself as the one who forgives. So there they are. And she's put a bit of a dark cloak on there. The dark and the light, the yin and the yang. But what will you do, the little soul asked. Just a little nervously. That would be so terrible. Oh, replied the friendly soul with a twinkle. We'll think of something. Then the friendly soul seemed to turn serious and said in a quiet voice, you are right about one thing, you know. What is that? The little soul wanted to know. I will have to slow down my vibration and become very heavy to do this. Not so nice thing. I will have to pretend to be something very unlike myself, and so I have but one favour to ask of you in return. Oh, anything, cried the little soul, and began to dance and sing and get to be forgiving. I get to be forgiving. Then the little soul saw the friendly soul was remaining very quiet. What is it? The little soul asked. What can I do for you? You are such an angel to be willing to do this for me. Of course, this friendly soul is an angel. God interrupted. Everyone is. Always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. And that's just like going through me again, because I was talking about angels the other day with my next door neighbour. I'm reading an angel book at the minute. Well into angels, I know they exist. Got the whole Archangel Michael thing going on. And so the little soul wanted more than ever to grant the friendly soul's request. What can I do for you? The soul asked again. In the moment that I strike you and I smite you, the friendly soul replied, In the moment that I do the worst to you that you could possibly imagine, that very moment, yes, the little soul interrupted. Yes, the friendly soul became quieter still. Remember who I really am. Oh, I will, cried the little soul. I promise. I will always remember you as I see you right there, right now. I'm getting a bit teary because I'll tell you at the end. It was a conversation I was having out when, was it yesterday? It might have been in the garden with my neighbour the other day. Yeah, the garden, the conversation in the garden. God said the friendly, good, said the friendly soul, because you see, I will always have been pretending so hard. I will have forgotten myself, and because we do all forget ourselves, and if you do not remember me as I really am, I may not be able to remember for a very long time. And if I forgot who I am, you may even forget who you are, and we both would be lost. Then we will need another soul to come along and remind us of who we are. So we won't. The little soul promised again, I will remember you, and I will thank you for bringing me this gift, the chance to experience myself as who I am. At the end now. And so the agreement was made, and the little soul went forth into a new lifetime, excited to be the light, which was very special, and excited to be the part of the special forgiveness. And the little soul waited anxiously to be able to experience itself as forgiveness, and to thank whatever other soul made it possible. And all the moments in the new lifetime, whenever a new soul appeared on the scene, whenever that new soul brought joy or sadness, and especially if it brought sadness, the little soul thought of what God had said. Always remember, God smiled. I have sent you nothing but angels. Didn't know I was going to be talking about this. I'm sweating, which reminds me of what had been going on in my life a few years back, where you could look at it like that situation, because most situations are, and I'm talking about situations in your reality, face-to-face experiences, and it sort of reminds me of my ex and things that went on with me and my ex, not going into what I've talked about before on here. And it was funny because I don't know if it was the next door neighbour I was having a conversation with, a girl I met yesterday, which I'll tell you about that, it was last night. And we were having a fire after being to a Caribbean carnival, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And she was asking me, what did you experience? How long were you on your own? What happened there? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going into it now. And I told her, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. I said, most people would have gone mad. Most women would have gone mad. They'd be like, you're not seeing your son anymore. You're not doing this. But I took it upon myself, through all the shit that I went through, not saying all his fault, but I'm saying what I went through personally, felt like a victim at the time. A lot of women in my position, because I've seen it, would have been like, you're not seeing your son, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I had to really, really, higher Lord Frybird. I see a lot of people changing their attitudes, their entire personalities. I'm just riding the wave, surfs up. I know it's fantastic in it. People are waking up, choosing to be what you want to be. And before that, when I was younger, I probably would have been one of them women, you're not seeing yourself and all that. But then again, I wasn't like that with my eldest, ex to my eldest. But long story short, I had to pull in all the strength possible to not be that person and be like, you can see your son. And the person he's with now, that a lot of women would have been like, no, letting him go to her as well. And he's on holiday with him now for 3 weeks, brilliant. But because that's, he's 7 now, that's chucked him out when I was 5 weeks pregnant, a long time. None of that bothers me anymore. It might not be a few things where you're like, but I had to suck in all that and think about it. Whereas, do I act like that? Think before you act. Who will it affect the most? It would have affected my youngest the most, not me. Me being a victim would be like, oh, woe is me and all that. But I wasn't in that relationship anymore. No matter what went on, how I felt hurt, it didn't matter anymore. I didn't want to be with that person. That's fine. Never will be. But I sort of had to flip it around as, I know why that person's the way they are. I know why they're hurt, because they've been hurt. Hurt people. Until they realise, whether he has or not, I don't know. I'm, not with him. Some people do grow, some people stay stuck. It depends, whatever. Maybe at some point they will, maybe I don't know. But lessons learned in lessons places. I believe in karma. Karma does come back round. So if it's not this lifetime, it could be another, or it might be when he's a bit older or whatever. Same situation could happen to the opposite way round. But I had to sit down and think, in the big scheme of things, who's it going to affect? And that's what I had to do. And that reminds me of that. So really, in a sense, that sort of happened in a way to give me a kick up the arse in other aspects of my life to move forward with things. And the biggest lesson it gave me was to cut toxic people out and set boundaries, because I never used to really set them. I used to let people walk all over me. Not like that anymore. People get mad when you set boundaries, but that's their problem, not mine. It's made you who you are right now when you look at it from a higher place. You get it. Yeah. And I can talk. Like, I got a bit upset then with that book, because it's a brilliant book, but I can talk about it to people, and I'm just like, and they go and they'll say things like, oh my God, like, were you not? Yeah, at the time I was angry, I was sad, but I moved through it, heartbroken, you wouldn't believe. Well, you would if you know what, when you're that caught up in it all. But I said, yeah, but now, in the now, it was like, it had to be that way. Nothing would have helped me set my boundaries up more to feel the pain, the contrast, like the book's saying. And in my heart, I'm not told him to his face, because you don't have to do that, you can do it. Within me, I have forgiven him. So none of that matters anymore. I'd just rather Finn be happy, when he's there and when he's here and all that sort of good stuff. And then when they say another person comes along, then the fella I'm with now has come along. We're a bit different in thoughts and things sometimes, which is good. Opposites attract. But he's a brilliant supporter. There's some written tattoos he has on him which are brilliant, about being the light and this, that, the other, that were there, and I came into your life and all this, and he's another boost in a way, but in a good way, very good way. Not that we always agree on everything, but we always say sorry to each other if we've ever had a little whatever. We always talk it out at some point, and then we just move past things anyway. But we do see each other's souls, so we know that the intentions that are there are good, and it's brilliant. But yes, move through the pain. Yeah, you have to move through the pain. It's not saying don't sit in the pain. You can sit in the pain, but don't stay in the pain too long, because the pain will keep you dense and it will keep you from moving. It will, like when people will say, a lot of people are very untrusting, and I get that, because it doesn't mean you have to put boundaries up and you have to not trust everyone, because in the world today a lot of people don't trust people. I do trust people, because I believe, because as in what's going on, there's a lot of brilliant people out there, but a lot of people will tarnish other people with the same brush. And when they do go into another relationship, say for example, they'll tarnish everyone with the same brush. I don't do that, because everybody's not the same. Until they've given me something to think, oh, here we go again, or whatever. But you've got to remember, don't put expectations on people. Nobody's perfect. We're imperfectly perfect. But I don't go through my life like that until something happens, because there's just no point. Yeah, I believe you have to be the whole of yourself first. You do, and that's why I say you have to love yourself first and give yourself love. I'm not talking about the self-love, that's me. I'm talking about, you have to set boundaries up. Once you start loving you and accepting you, all them other things in your life will move. Friends, partners will come to you, opportunities, the right ones, because you're not chasing something. You're not after something. You might used to do when you're younger, always chasing and wondering why your best friend's the one with the... Stop chasing it. Just go with the flow. Fix you first, in a sense. And I've got to go. So see you soon. Bye.